Discover Bujumbura, one of Africa's most underrated cities. Hello Displorers, welcome to another interesting and informative video brought to you by Displore. In this video, we will be taking a deep glance at Bujumbura, the economic capital city of Burundi, and one of the most underrated cities in Africa. Africa is known to have quite some potentially relevant and fascinating cities, although some don't compete with others when it comes to structural facilities and city designs. Others are rather underrated. Bujumbura is one of the capital cities of Burundi, formerly known as Bujumbura, and is presently the largest city and main port of Burundi. It ships most of the country's chief exports like coffee, as well as cotton and tin ore. In late December 2018, Burundian President Pierre Nkurunziza announced that he would follow through on a 2007 promise to return Gitega, which is now the present capital city of Burundi, its former political capital status. With Bujumbura remaining an economic capital and center of commerce, and the vote in the Parliament of Burundi made the change official on 16th January 2019, with all branches of government expected to move to Gitega within 3 years. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications as we discover Bujumbura, one of Africa's most underrated cities. History of Bujumbura. Bujumbura grew from a small village after it became a military post in German East Africa in 1889, and after World War I, it was made the administrative center of the Belgian League of Nations, Mandate of Rwanda-Urundi. The name was changed from Usumbura to Bujumbura when Burundi became independent in 1962, and since then, Bujumbura has been the scene of frequent fighting between the country's two main ethnic groups, with Hutu militants opposing the Tutsi-dominated Burundi army. Geography of Bujumbura. Bujumbura is located in the northeastern shore of Lake Tanganyika, the second deepest lake in the world after Lake Baikal. The city also lies at the mouth of the Ruzizi River and two smaller rivers, Muha and Tangawa. Bujumbura features a tropical savanna climate with distinct wet and dry seasons. Its wet season is from October to April, while the dry season covers the remaining 5 months. Despite being located close to the equator, Bujumbura is not nearly as warm as one might expect due to its altitude. Average temperatures are constant throughout the course of the year, with a high temperature at around 29 degrees Celsius and a low temperature of 14 degrees Celsius. Administration of Bujumbura. Bujumbura is governed by Community Council and Community Administrator. It is further divided into 3 communes or neighborhoods, each with its own council and council leader. Each of the 3 current communes were created from the 13 former communes, which are currently sub-communes due to 2014 reorganization, which in turn are further subdivided into villages or zones. Economy of Bujumbura. Bujumbura's central market is in the city center, along Rwangasore Avenue. During the Burundian genocide, citizens had become less likely to travel far from the city center, and markets in neighboring communities lost their businesses to the central market in Bujumbura. Consequently, vendors moved their business to the central market, and many settling outside the markets due to lack of space. However, the central market houses the largest variety of merchandise in the city, with stores that sell a wide range of goods. At dawn of 27 January 2013, a serious fire ravaged Bujumbura Central Market, and due to poor emergency response, the fire lasted for hours, resulting in a serious blow to local exchanges. Also, hundreds of vendors, local and foreign, lost their goods to the fire and they reported looting. While Burundi's emergency services were unable to extinguish the blaze on their own, neighboring Rwanda sent helicopters to assist in the emergency response. Sports in Bujumbura. Now, going into sports arenas, Bujumbura is the location for the country's multi-sport stadium, which is mainly used for football games, and it is the country's largest stadium with 22,000 seats. The city is also home to multiple basketball and tennis courts, as well as a multitude of indoor and outdoor swimming pools. Education. Bujumbura has a good and flexible education setting, and most of the country's best universities are in the city. The University of Burundi is in Bujumbura, as there are other universities such as Hope Africa University and Université du Lac de Tanganyika. This city also has some international schools which include École Belge de Bujumbura, which is a Belgian school, École Française de Bujumbura, a French school, King's Schools, which is a British school. Bujumbura also contains the Bujumbura International Montessori School and the Burundi English School. Transportation within Bujumbura. The Bujumbura International Airport is situated on the outskirts of the city. Meanwhile, public transport in Bujumbura mainly consists of taxis and minibuses, locally known as the Hias. Public transport vehicles are generally white and blue also. The Bujumbura's taxis are abundant all over the city and are considered the easiest and safest form of transportation. There are taxi motors such as motorcycles and taxis and bicycle taxis. but they are also only available in certain parts of the city. For long-distance travels, locals prefer to take many Hia's full-size vans, which travel regularly across Burundi. Bujumbura's main bus terminal is located by the central market. Health. In the health sector, Bujumbura is also home to many clinics and the province's main hospitals, which are the Prince Regent Charles Hospital, the Roi Khaled Hospital, and the Military Hospital. Culture. Bujumbura's main attractions consist of its many museums, parks, and monuments. The museums in the city include the Burundi's Museum of Life and Burundi's Geological Museum. Other nearby attractions include the Rusizi National Park, the Livingstone Stanley Monument at Mungere, where David Livingstone and Henry Morton Stanley visited 14 days after their first historic meeting at Ujiji in Tanzania. The Presidential Palace and the source of the southernmost tributary of the Nile, described locally as the source of the Nile. Bujumbura was also home to the independent weekly radio program known as Imagine Burundi, the country's first locally produced English language program that focused on stories about life in the region. In addition, citizens of Bujumbura are known to be highly hospitable. A visitor, or umushiti in Kirundi, is respected and protected. It is customary for a local to attempt to speak the visitor's language and offer help rather than expecting the foreigner to attempt to speak the local language. This love gesture towards visitors is a historical heritage, as even before the colonization by Germany and Belgium, hospitality was one of the foundational stones of the Burundian society. Despite its recent political and military turmoil, the city of Bujumbura remains vibrant. Its proximity to the beaches of Lake Tanganyika attracts tourists, and it has been long considered one of East Africa's best-known cities for its nightlife and its ethnic restaurants. With all varieties of food from traditional Burundian to French, Greek, Asian, Indian, Chinese, Lebanese, and Ethiopian. Bujumbura is also the center of beer manufacturing, and its two main brands, Primus and Amstel, are produced by Brarudi, the country's only large-scale brewery. Numerous Western philanthropist organizations maintain their headquarters in Bujumbura. The largest is the United Nations Regional Peacekeeping Mission Operations Headquarters. Religion. Bujumbura is also the headquarters of the city's major religious groups. The Regina Mundi Cathedral is the administrative center of the Burundi's main Catholic archdiocese. There is also a large Greek Orthodox church for the followers of that faith. Le Centre Culturel Islamique in Bujumbura houses the Islamic Center and is the largest Muslim religious site in the city, with less than 10% of the population practicing the Islamic faith. Since Burundi is mostly Catholic, other religions such as Protestants represent 5 to 10%, while others such as the Greek Orthodox have no significant number of followers. Conclusion. Even though Bujumbura is not the best city in Africa, it has quite a number of fascinating features and interesting eye-catching locations that will make you wow. Now that you know about Bujumbura, tell us in the comment section down below what you think about the economic capital of Burundi. Let us know your thoughts, and if you like the video, make sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any of our new videos. Also, share with your friends.